going on, folks? Literally just came back from the movies. I know this movie has been out for a while, but I haven't seen it yet, so still wanted to see it and still give my opinion on it. Just came from seeing the movie X, and it is featuring Kid Cudi, Jenna Ortega. It was directed by Ty West, who has a long history of movies and even shows that he's directed. You might be familiar with VHS, which is, in my opinion, kind of a fairly underground, maybe cult classic type of a horror film. But nevertheless, I enjoy VHS. I think he also directed a few episodes of Them, the show on Netflix. I mean, not Netflix, but Amazon Prime. And I know I'm way ahead of myself, so let me just backtrack just a little bit. Yes, this is just my opinion with Ryan. If this is your first time here, please hit that like and subscribe button. I truly appreciate any views I get. My whole slogan is I'll talk to the camera and you guys talk back. So nevertheless, back to the originally scheduled program. So I just saw the movie X. I'm gonna try two things, right? I'm gonna try to give just like an overall no spoiler version, and then halfway through I'll let you know when the spoilers are coming. Let's see how that goes. Overall, I thought it was a good watch, or at least a fun watch. I really enjoyed how it was shot. This movie takes place in the 70s. And as far as the overall plot of what X is about, X is a movie where a handful of, a small team who wants to shoot a porn film, a pornography film. They rent out a cabin in the middle of nowhere on this farm, and they kind of lied to the owner. It's actually owned by an elderly couple who, you know, from initially could look innocent, especially the elderly woman, but things turned left quite quickly. So anyway, this small team of filmmakers and pornography actors, they go to this cabin, and with the full intentions of shooting a porno. And as I mentioned, the wife is very disturbed, and that's when things just go to Shitsville. She actually gets wind of some of what they're doing. She gets kind of hot and heavy and just gets inspired in all the wrong reasons, and I'll just leave it at that. As I mentioned, this was shot by Ty West, and I really liked how it was shot. I think it's kind of at least in my opinion, I think it reminds me of kind of like a tribute to the classic 70s style slasher horror movies. And that's another thing. This is a slasher film. This is not some, supernatural, demons and possessed or exorcism type of film. This is a slasher film. And another thing I appreciated about it, I really feel like this was Ty West's way of perhaps doing a shout out or a tribute to how certain 70s style slasher films were made. And I do think it was quite unique as far as the storyline. At least for me, I can't remember any, or at least a lot of horror movies. Feel free to call me out. I don't remember a lot of horror movies where, like the elderly were kind of the villain or the killers in that sense. The closest movie I could think about was The Visit, the movie directed by M. Night Shyamalan, which I know he gets a lot of heat for some of his movies kind of being overrated or whatever, especially after such a classic film like Sixth Sense. But The Visit did send chills down my spine. That movie came out of quite some time. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. But when you just watch it and you see the plot twist and all that, that was definitely, I feel like The Visit was another good M. Night Shyamalan film in my opinion. But nevertheless, so that's what this is about. The way the film is shot, not only is it like a tribute to like the 70s feel of movies, but it also reminds me of Winning Time, which is on HBO, which is another review I'll do another time. But that's just one thing, man. It's definitely a fun watch. just my overall rule of thumb with any movie, especially horror movies, I don't go into horror movies or, certain movies, too serious in that sense. So, like I said, the plot sounds wild when you got the elderly people out here doing some wild shit. But I'm like, I really try to soak it all in just as an audience member who just paid to see something entertaining. And I feel like that's what this was. Was it the best horror film? Probably not, but it definitely wasn't the worst. As I mentioned, I thought it was a fun watch. Definitely some funny moments in there, along with some jump scares that make you quickly react. Overall, I would definitely recommend people to see it. Like I said, don't go into this thing taking it too serious. As I mentioned, I do feel like it's a tribute to some of the classical, well, not classical, but the more original style of slasher films. And just the way it was shot, you could definitely see that. And everyone played their role great, man. The elderly couple they're more funny than creepy to me in certain parts, and I'll just leave it at that. So with that said, I'm going to try to go into the spoiler portion of the show. So if you're interested in seeing X, it's been out for like roughly a month now. Feel free to stop the video and do something else. And I appreciate however long you watch this video until now. So you're telling me all this could have been avoided if the old lady just got laid? Just got piped a couple times? That's one, like I said, I felt like it was a fun watch. Storyline was kind of a stretch though, because I'm like, yo, if somebody don't take this old man to the local pharmacy to get some like heart medicine or something like that, because apparently that's the only reason why he wasn't having sex with her. And then once she saw the porn stuff, that just got her all hot and bothered, and she got turned down one too many times, went on a killing spree along with the husband. Husband was more so out of jealousy, I guess, because he slammed, gave Kid Cudi the business in the swamp. But yeah, I'm just like, come on, fam. If somebody don't buy this lady a vibrator, a toy, or or get like this old man some like heart medicine, fam, so they could just have sex and be happily ever after, bro. I mean, granted, this was the 70s, so let me backstep. I don't know when the first toy was created. I don't know if there was toys back then in the 70s. I'm an 80s baby myself, so I don't know what the 70s was doing. Granted, this movie specifically took place in 1979, according to the opening scene. But nevertheless, it's like, yo, have him get his heart checked at the doctor. Have him, up his diet game or something. All could have been avoided. So yeah, like I said, I thought this was a wild movie, man. I thought everyone, like I said, everyone did their thing as far as the acting concerned. I found the elderly couple funny. But like I said, it's my overall theme when it comes to horror movies. I kind of watch it and I just kind of get entertained with certain people making, just dumb decisions. But in this movie, no one really made a dumb decision. Well, except for the executive producer, whose girlfriend was one of the porn stars. He made it dumb. I don't know any situation where you just start looking through weird ass holes in the middle of nowhere of a barn, and then next thing you know, you got your eyes poked out. That was a dumb decision. But other than that, I don't think too many people made dumb decisions, man. Like, I know it sounds, kind of far-fetched and outrageous to be killed by an elderly woman, but for example, I forget his name, but the director of the porn movie, when when you see an old lady, your first thing isn't necessarily to be on the defense. So he was trying to be all nice and sweet to the old lady. She's in the way of the van because he's so mad he wants to leave for obvious reasons. And I'm on the director's side for why he wants to leave, but we'll get into that later. So yeah, he drops his guard. She's all freaky and hot and bothered and trying to make out with him. He politely declines. and that's the last thing that he sees is this old woman stab him through the neck. So that was weird. So I mean, but like I said, that's kind of believable, I guess. You know, for one, he didn't even know that she had a knife. And like I said, when you see an elderly person, well, maybe I should just speak for myself. When I see an elderly person, my initial reaction is to let my guard down. And once again, the blonde made the same mistake, let her guard down. I don't think that was necessarily a dumb decision. Once again, you know, when you're kind of dealing with elderly people, you kind of don't take them seriously as a threat. But, you know, you can look at this movie, and although it's a fictional movie, you kind of can be like, trust no one. So there's that aspect of it. But nah, real quick, I guess it's just more of a topical question. I know it's not the topical, you know, YouTube show or program that I run here, but I don't know anyone who would disagree with what the director was on. Like, you know, if you're watching this part of the video, you've seen the movie already. But nah, man, I'm with him, man. Look, if you my girl and you're supposed to be doing, you know, recording my sound for me, and I'm the director, next thing you know, you're getting all turned on and you hot and bothered yourself, talking about you want to go from behind the scenes to in front of the camera. And it's not with me. You want to have sex with Kid Cudi now because he's out here, you know, banging porn stars out, and now you want to be part of the action. If you you can't be my girl and just be like, yeah, I want to have sex on camera with another man. Nah, fam. And then everyone else is in the house is kind of, you know, like, nah, let's hear your girlfriend out, man. If she wants to do it, man, let her live free. Man, forget all that. He made the right decision, fam. I can't do it. Cannot do it. But that's just besides the point. Yeah, let me know what you think of this movie. I thought it was a fun watch, man. I definitely would recommend people to go see it. And I really like the shout out of how some of the old slasher films would be. I mean, I don't necessarily remember any old women being the murderers. Maybe if you count Jason's mom in the original Jason, where, you know, Jason's mom. So other than Jason's mom, I don't remember a lot of horror movies where like the elderly person was the actual serial killer themselves. But that's just me. I might be wrong. I think it's just an overall fun watch. It's a movie that you don't take seriously and you shouldn't take seriously. Go watch it for what it is. Have a few laughs. Enjoy some of the jump scares. Enjoy kind of like the tribute as far as how they shot it with the old school footage. And I really appreciate it because I do feel like in 2022, you're shooting a 70s film with 2022 technology, so some of the kills don't look as cheesy as it may have done back then. So let me stop rambling on. I thought it was a decent movie to watch. Maybe you wait for it to come on, you know, be available on streaming, or maybe you just feel like getting out of the house and just want a laugh / let me see an entertaining horror movie. So yeah, I say check it out. Hate or love it,